Hello everyone and welcome back to Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. So if you're new to the channel and looking for reviews of bourbons, ryes, or some of those Dusties, hit that subscribe button and bell notification to be alerted of any upcoming reviews or live streams. If you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you for your support. So today is the very first episode of Dusty's Dust Off, and today we're going to be reviewing the 1955 J.W. Dant. The Dant family was actually one of the first large-scale producers of whiskey and bourbon in Kentucky prior to Prohibition. The family used the log method of distilling, where they would take a section of a hollowed tree and run a copper pipe through it. The hollowed section would be filled with the fermented mash and steam-fed through a pipe to actually start the distillation. All right, guys, so the mash bill on the J.W. Dant is 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley. Although the bottle is non-age stated and there is no proof on here, it is 4 years old and it comes in at 86 proof. But the only thing that really matters is the taste, so let's get into it. Get ourselves a nice pour here. So let's go ahead and look at this color. Nice light copper color. This one actually sticks to the glass fairly well. I can smell it as soon as I open the bottle. Pretty nice legs. Almost syrup-like a little bit. Really nice. So right away you get a little bit of that musty oak. A little bit further down in there, I'm pulling out a little bit of apple, maybe a little bit of some ripe berries. Behind it all, you still get a little bit of that sweet corn. Yeah, it's that mustiness is still kind of there, which you're typically going to get in a lot of these dusty bottles. But really getting a lot of the sweet corn. With it being a 78% corn, that is fairly high. But those ripe berries and apples are definitely sitting right there. A little bit of baking spices maybe, a little bit further into the glass. All right, guys, let's get into it. Cheers. All right, so the first thing you're hit with is some of that rye spice. It is followed up by some fruits on the front of the palate. Mid-palate turns into some black pepper, some baking spices, and the finish, there's a lot of cinnamon on the finish, which is nice. It's almost like an apple cinnamon. Sticks to the palate very well. It is viscous, it's nice and rich, which is really nice, especially for an older bourbon. Let's go in for the second sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, so that one is actually a good bit of caramel on that one. So yeah, front of the palate, you're getting some fruit, some apples, some strawberries, a little bit of spice. I'm guessing that's from the rye. Mid palate, you get some of that black pepper. Kind of just sits right there on the mid palate. And the finish, for being 86 proof, it is fairly smooth, but it's very viscous and it's very rich. And that finish, it lingers on. It's like an apple cinnamon finish. It's really, really, really nice. Typically, you don't get apple cinnamon finishes off of some of these older bourbons. They tend to lean more toward some caramel bombs or some fruit bombs, but this is a nice mix between a fruit and a spice finish. Guys, let's go into the last sip, guys. Cheers. All right, so that sip changed a little bit. So a lot of those rye spices that were on the front of the palate, those kind of transitioned into a buttery character. It's still, you still get some of those apples, some of those ripe berries on the front of the palate. Still get some of that pepper on the sides of the palate, but it's really buttery, very rich. And that finish is just amazing. It's literally an apple cinnamon finish. And it just lingers. It's so slow going down. Hey guys, this one is really nice. So what we're gonna do with this here is I'm going to be giving away a 2-ounce sample of this JW Dant. All you got to do is leave your name and a comment on the video. I'm going to be using a randomizer to pick the winner. I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews and the very first episode of Dusty's Dust Off. So if you're new to the channel and looking for reviews of bourbons, ryes, or some of those Dusties, hit that subscribe button and bell notification to be alerted of any upcoming reviews or live streams. You can also find me on Instagram at Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. Don't forget to leave your name in the comments section to be entered to win a 2-ounce sample of this 1955 JW Dant. And until next time, guys, stay dusty.